welcome back to Carlist. So today we are at St. Regis and behind me is the newly launched Volvo C40. So what is the C40? Well, the C40 is a coupe version of the XC40. Yes, now the XC40 has a sleek coupe style brother. So everything pretty much on the C40 is similar to the XC40 except for a few bits here and there. But the major difference between the C40 and the XC40 is of course that rake slope line back. So like I said before, this is the XC40's brother, so it means everything is the same. It's built on the same platform, which is also based on the B5 XC40, which is the petrol variant. Everything is pretty much similar, so you can't expect any more larger interior, things like that. But it does have a couple of things up its sleeve to make it different from the XC40, and Volvo have kindly set up a test drive unit for us downstairs, and I'll explain more about them when we get to the driving bit. Alright, so now we are inside the Volvo C40. This car is a little bit like Thanos because it is inevitable. Why? Because Volvo is actually one of the last automakers to make a coupe-inspired SUV. Voila, this is it, and now Volvo has one too. So actually this car is a bit special because the interior has no leather inside. It's actually got 100% vegan material, vegan leather, vegan material, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is, there's no dead animals in this car and it feels nice. There's no like perceived downfall in quality. Everything feels soft, and as usual, all the seats, everything feels well put together. So one of the things that makes the C40 different from the XC40 pure electric is the design of these trims here. This is a topography of Sweden's national park. Now you don't get that in the XC40 Recharge Pure Electric. You get this in the C40 because, you know, it's a sporty looking thing. So Volvo decided to spice it up. So everything from the 12-inch meter cluster is the same, everything from the infotainment is the same, everything else is pretty much the same, including this hump in the back, which also the C40 has. The C40 has exactly the same powertrain as the XC40 Pure Electric, which means it's also got a 78 kilowatt hour battery. Despite that, it does have a few differences, including its range and acceleration time. Okay, like I said before, this car has the same electric powertrain as the XC40, but despite having the same powertrain as the XC40, this car can actually drive further than the XC40 because it can do 12 kilometers more, and it's also faster from 0 to 100, coming in at 4.7 seconds opposed to the XC40's 4.9 seconds. So why is the C40 a little bit faster than the XC40 and can travel a little bit more than the XC40? It's all down to the rear end of this car. That coupe shape has helped with the range of the car, and also because of the spoilers, it's actually made the car faster. Okay, so I've compared it a lot with the XC40 Pure Electric, and yes, some of you might not know the specs of the XC40 Pure Electric. Well, this car's got the same specs, which means it's got 408 PS and 660 Newton meters of torque. Whew! Sorry. So this being an electric car, of course you're going to be interested to see how fast it can charge. So the 78 kilowatt hour battery can be charged through AC or DC charging. With AC charging of 11 kilowatts, it'll take you around 7.5 hours. For DC fast charging, which is with this car supports to up to 150 kilowatts, it only takes 28 minutes. So one of the funnest things about the Volvo EV is of course that sheer acceleration, and let's just try it out. Oh my god, that never gets old. Even in this car, although we know what the XC40 was like, just never gets old. It's just fantastic, that sheer instant acceleration. Mwah! Brilliant. Alright, so we've just been through some tight roads where there's a little bit of bends, and unfortunately, also like the XC40, this car likes to dip, dive and sway everywhere. Yeah, it's not really built for fun driving in that kind of way, but you know, the acceleration, straight line speed, still love it. If you're not trying to be that idiot and driving like yes, the ride is just quite nice in this. I mean, there's nothing to complain about. Kind of just bounces up and down slowly. The motion is good. And yes, you will be most comfortable in this car for your daily drives in traffic and all these bad roads in KL. I guess like any other coupe crossover thing that people like to build now is the headroom at the back. So I've got my videographer Hannah at the back, and let me just ask you, Hannah, how's the headspace at the back? Is that really affecting your headspace, that sloping roof at the back? Do you feel claustrophobic?
Not really, because of this sunroof.
Ah, okay, so yes, Hannah seems to think that it's okay, aided by the sunroof, which is giving you the impression that it's got more space. You don't get this in the XC40, so yeah, nice touch in the C40. If this car didn't have this panoramic roof to give you that spacious feeling, I feel like you will feel a bit cramped at the back, and you will start noticing things like how small the windows are at the back. Not really small, it's just kind of, there's not much of it. So yes, they might have that feeling if you don't have this or tint it to, you know. But saying that, however, because it's quite tinted, doesn't feel like heat is protruding through this roof, so that's okay. I know a lot of people complain about panoramic roof like that, but it's okay, just tint it up. I think it must come already tinted from Volvo. Now, you can only buy this car online through Volvo's website. This is the new way of buying according to Volvo, and they want to push people towards that. If you want to buy this car, you'll have to go to Volvo Malaysia's website and click that you would like to book it. From there, it can tell you when your car will arrive, what color you would like it to be in, things like that. I mean, yes, it's not the traditional way of buying a car, but I mean, you can buy this car at 2 in the morning. Speaking of 2 a.m, if you would like to buy this car, and by the time you've seen this video, the booking page has already been opened, so you're gonna have to be quick. I mean, we think that this is gonna be one hot property. I mean, the XC40 was one hot property and people just kept buying it, and Volvo exhausted their quota for it. So just bear that in mind. If you want it, go to the website now, buy it. All in all, like from the pictures, I wasn't really a big fan of the C40, but now seeing it, being in it, experiencing it, I'm a really big fan. That coupe crossover design is just sweet. I never thought I'd say it, but yeah, it's just a really nice looking SUV. And I like those tail lights on this body shape. It really adds some spiciness to what could be potentially a boring design. By the way, just like the XC40 facelift for the 2023 model, this now has got a lot of Google-based features. Why? Because this was actually co-developed with Google, so everything from Play Store to Maps is Google-based and it's just perfect. But don't worry if you're not an Android fan, because this car also supports Apple CarPlay. So since this is a Volvo, of course it's going to come with a lot of safety features. I mean, you just assume that it's a Volvo, and yes, this comes with a lot of it, including that all-important autonomous emergency braking and that pesky little lane keeping assist. I'm not a fan of that, but it's got it, and I'm sure it'll keep you safe. Okay, so there you have it, our little first impression of the C40. Now, this car is priced at 289k, and thanks to the CKD assembly, you get this quite reasonable price, I feel. Also, with that price, you will get 5 years car warranty, 8 years battery warranty, 5 years Volvo on call, 5 years Volvo service inclusive, and 4 years digital service. That's quite a good package, don't you think? Alright, I'm Adam. Till next time, see you again.